ManeTalk. Let's talk about hair. It's not your average conversation. It's not your average conversation about hair. Welcome to ManeTalk, Conversations About Hair. I'm your host, Deshaun Bullard, where every week we talk about hair. Today we're sitting in with Team Nuratress, Keisha and Kai.
Hello.
Good morning.
And we have our special guest sitting in the studio with us, Elaine from Atlanta Natural Hair. Say hello, Elaine.
Hi.
Today we're going to be continuing our conversation from last week. We had just come back from the Natural Hair Show here in Atlanta, and we were just discussing issues around natural hair, especially how it is causing division in our community. And when I say causing division in the community, meaning that those who wear natural hair are really, really passionate about their natural hair. However, they tend to judge others who decide not to go the natural route. And so today we wanted to bring Elaine into the conversation because Elaine owns Atlanta Natural Hair, but we're going to allow Elaine just to tell a little bit about Atlanta Natural Hair.
Okay, so our company's Atlanta Natural Hair Care. We have two segments. One is a resource website for people who are interested in natural hair and who want to learn more about natural hair, styles, events, different things. And then the other is ANHC Pro.
Okay.
ANHC Pro is where we work with professionals who specialize in natural hair.
Okay, and so what made you go on this natural journey to start a website for those interested in natural hair?
I have locks, as you all here can see, and I've had them for, about 14 years.
Okay.
And so 14 years ago, when people saw locks, they asked you if you do hair. They didn't ask you where you got them done. They didn't ask you anything, just if you did hair. And I wanted to have a site where people could actually get the information because I'm not a hairstylist, and I wanted to deliver something where people could get information and find out where to get their own hair done and taken care of.
Okay. And so as we traveled through this journey and evolution of natural hair, just like I said, a little bit of what is happening now in our community is people are starting to judge other people about their natural hair. Kai was talking about something on the way over here. Kai, I want you to shed light and now get it off of your chest about what happened with you, because Kai is natural. Although she preferred to wear it straight, she generally run into a lot of issues as it relates to her natural hair.
Yeah, so after the show on last week, I went to an event, and my daughter's hair, I braided it, and I let the braids out so she can wear it curly. Mm-hmm. And a young lady who was natural, she and her daughter, she was ranting and raving about my daughter's hair and what products I'll use and what I did to get her hair like that. Mm-hmm. And I explained to her about the products, and I explained to her about her hair, and she said, well, I'm natural, and I like her hair. And she said, but I'm just having a hard time managing my hair. Right. And then I said, well, I'm natural, but I wear it straight. So if you're having a hard time managing it, then wear it straight. Right. And she says, oh, but you're straight. I don't want to change my curl patterns. And instantly I realized that how deep this whole thing is becoming with me, right, with people having this division, if you will, mm-hmm, of, oh, your curl pattern. I said, hey, listen, I don't care nothing about no curl pattern.
Right.
I'm wearing my hair what's manageable for me.
Right.
I'm not going to run around looking uncivilized. Right. I'm going to run around looking civilized and wear my hair appropriate for me. But in that moment, and that was right after we had that show, right, in that moment, I realized that this is really becoming personal and emotional, that we are constantly separating ourselves about texture of hair.
Right.
As opposed to how we're looking and what we're doing for the health of our hair.
Right.
So that's pretty much what happened. I just kind of went on to tell her about when I want to wear my hair curly, I rotted, I wear curly, and then people don't know that I wear straight. So,
right.
It's tomato, but then don't look at me as if I'm the worst person in the world because, I'm changing my curl patterns because that's what you say, because I don't care about curl patterns.
Exactly.
I mean, what is that going to get me?
Exactly. And this,
like, really.
Right. And that has become so big because just like last week when we were in the studio, we were sitting in the hallways talking to one of the representatives, and she was talking about how unmanageable her hair was. And she says, I've been thinking about getting a texturizer. Oops, I said a bad word. And I was like, a bad word? What's a bad word? Texturizer. And so for those of us who decide, like me, I wear my hair relaxed. I am offended when people say things or make me feel like I've made a bad decision about my hair. I actually was at the Natural Hair Show, and I saw a beautiful shirt that said, loving my natural me. And I said, oh, that's cute. And the lady said, well, you should get the shirt. And I said, well, as you can see, if I buy it, I would be saying loving my natural, all of who I am. However, my hair is not natural. And she gave me this look as if I had committed a murder or something like that. You mean to tell me your hair is not natural? And I said, no, it's not natural. But I'm going to walk away from the table before we get into a conversation. And so it's overwhelming, especially in the African American community, where we have so many other things that we could be dealing with, that now that the way we want to wear our hair has become this big major factor on kind of like, to be honest, like the house, I was about to say something. I don't want to say it, but you know how we used to be back in the slave days. You know, we got the
separate division of who's on this part and who's on this part.
Right, like light skin, dark skin. You know, for instance, you know, when we had issues in the past about light skinned blacks and dark skinned blacks, and so now we're divided by natural hair, straight hair. What's going on, Elaine? What's going on? You're Atlanta Natural Hair Care. What is going on with your people?
Well, I have to say that your examples are examples where you all were in that conversation. You're at the Natural Hair Show. So for someone to be surprised that your hair is not natural at a show that's promoting natural hair isn't that unusual. It doesn't show a great division in our vast culture. You're at a natural hair show.
That was one instance that we gave.
And what if I was coming to the show if I was just coming from my daughter's hair?
Or if you was a stylist.
And what if I was coming to support the people who were promoting their product so I can buy it for my child?
Or what about if I'm thinking about going natural?
You're thinking about going natural. You still shouldn't be beat up or judged or set to the side because you're there at the show. We're all people who, all dollars are green.
If you are talking about natural hair and someone says to you, I don't want to straighten my hair because that's going to mess up my curl pattern. If their curl pattern is important to them, that doesn't make it necessarily important to you. So when they say that, why do you take that as a direct judgment of yourself when they're saying they don't want to mess up their curl pattern?
It's the look and how they say it.
No, absolutely. It's
how they
absolutely.
say it.
So I'm not, because you can have an opinion all day, but when you immediately judge me for my choices, then that's my frustration, if you will, is the judging me for my choices. Because you choose not to do one thing, then don't come and judge me because of my choices. Because at the end of the day, I can break you down with the whole natural thing. Not you, I mean the people in general.
Understood.
Like if you want to talk about being natural, let's talk about being healthy. Let's talk about, are you really natural?
Okay, well, You see these ladies are passionate about it. We're going to commercial, and we're going to come back with this great conversation. ManeTalk, conversations about natural hair today.
Are you experiencing hair thinning, hair shedding, hair breakage, or hair loss? Then Nortrest Perfect Hair Vitamins Plus is for you. Most people don't understand that in order to achieve thick, full, healthy hair, it must be done internally. Nortrest Perfect Hair Vitamins are packed with vitamins, minerals, amino acids, biotin, and folic acid, which feeds the hair follicle from the inside and makes the hair longer, stronger, and fuller as it grows out from the hair follicle out to the scalp. So if you desire longer, stronger, faster growing, thicker, healthier hair, then order Nortrest Perfect Hair Vitamins or Nortrest Perfect Hair Vitamins Plus today. Call 1-888-489-0179. That's 1-888-489-0179 or online at Nortress.com. That's NOURITREST.com.
Welcome back. Before we went to commercial, these ladies in the studio were having such a heated discussion about natural hair. Elaine was trying to get a word in. Kai was just all over it. But we wanted to have this conversation. That's the reason why the show is called ManeTalk, conversations about hair. We need to have the dialogue because at the end of the day, Rodney King said it best. Can we all just get along? You know, whether we have straight hair, whether we have natural hair. And Kai, I understand your standpoint, and Elaine, I also understand where you're coming from. I think that the purpose of this discussion is that both sides of the fence can understand where one is coming from. And I think the frustration on Kai is that this is not the first time she has been attacked the way she felt about her decision to wear her hair straight. So after you hear it so many times that if you have natural hair and you decide to straighten your hair, that everybody's going to tell you, well, aren't you messing up your curl pattern? I don't want to mess up my curl pattern. You're not really natural because I'm natural. So now we have moved to if I am natural and straighten my hair, then you're still not really natural because these type of conversations and, you know, innuendos have come up during the conversation of somebody who is natural and who has decided not to relax her hair, you know? And so now when somebody comes and approaches her and say, oh no, I don't want to mess up my curl pattern. And like you said, the lady probably did not mean it for her to feel that way.
She meant it. Her face said it all.
That's what I'm saying.
It was a judgmental expression.
But you didn't have to take it that way.
Well, I took it that way because what happens with someone is if they get redundancy of the same thing, then you know what it is when you see it. So if she had been the first person, I wouldn't have taken it that way.
I'm saying you didn't have to take it that way. Not only did you internalize it and let her little bitty comment get under your skin, I mean, you've brought it all the way. I don't know what day this was, but you held on to it and brought it here to the show. I mean, you were seriously upset.
Well, no, I'm not upset. I'm just passionate.
A judgment or passionate about something that may or may not have been a judgment on the fact that you straighten your hair. Right. Well, I mean, if you know you keep your hair healthy, why is that affecting your life?
It's not so much about my hair per se, the conversation of what frustrates me. It's about we already have division amongst us. It's about like I said when back in the 50s and 60s when we wore our hair this way, it was for unity. It's for a political stance. Now it's become a division. So I'm passionate about African American people. I'm passionate about where we need to go. I'm passionate about where we've come from. So I'm passionate about the state of the black mind. And when you're dividing us constantly
because of our hair,
I mean, an accessory. A hair is an accessory. So if you're dividing us because of our accessory, and I'm public health, and you're not healthy, and your skin's broke out, and you're overweight, are you kidding me?
Right.
But why is it such a conversation now anyway? Like nobody really conversated about relaxed hair.
It's a new discovery.
It's not a new discovery.
It
We're
is
born
for
this
some,
way.
Yes, but some people, a lot of people, I'm 40, a lot of people that were born when I was born had relaxers from childhood until they made their own.
No, we got our hair pressed. I don't know. I'm from Alabama, so we got pressed. It wasn't relaxed because it was get the pressure.
But some did, but a lot of people did wear their hair relaxed.
Had their hair relaxed from childhood or wear their hair straight from childhood because that's what their parents did to manage their hair. I've heard the word manage come up a lot in this conversation. That's what they did to manage their hair. And so for a lot of women, it is a new discovery, even though it comes straight out of your head, natural.
Right.
People are just now discovering what it is, how to take care of it, and it's just a new pride. Have you ever run?
Okay, well, put pride into health.
That's
fine. Put pride into what you're eating, what you're putting in your body. Because I don't care how natural you are, if you don't you get a relaxer or whatever. But if you're eating the wrong things, you eating hamburgers, you eating ribs, you eating collard greens, you eating all this stuff on a regular basis. I don't care how natural your hair is; it's still going to be unhealthy.
Let me make a point.
But I think what Elaine is saying is that it's a newfound freedom that women have found, and because they have never experienced it before.
This generation.
Well, but you let me make a point.
Okay, let Elaine. Go ahead. Okay. Let Elaine make a point, ladies. Come on.
You take a rib in the Seven Nanda or Whole Foods. Well, I'll take it back to Seven Nanda. And people in that location are going to judge you. They're going to tell you.
You say take it to who?
Seven Nanda, Whole Foods store.
Okay.
Health food store.
It's a health food store.
Okay.
You take a rib in there. People are going to judge you. They're going to make statements about what you should and shouldn't be putting into your body. You go to run, you're going to see a 5K or a marathon, you're going to see some unhealthy people who have figured out how to run, and they're going to get on you because you can't run a mile. If you go to a natural hair show, or because it is new and you're talking to someone about natural hair, you're talking to someone who's on this path journey discovery. Just like if you're talking to someone who's just become vegan, you talk to someone who's just picked up running, you talk to someone who just discovered the gym yesterday.
Right.
They're going to judge you because it's a new thing they just figured out for themselves, and they're going to make that judgment. For us to take it and be so upset and so on this whole racial divide where we're thinking that because someone has made a statement about our hair, they're now taking us back to slave days, it doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, well, I know, Keisha, but speaking from a true naturalista, I understand your point of view, and we're going to carry this conversation on when we come right back.
Hey, what's wrong?
Man, my hair is just falling out.
You should try this product my wife found in a hair magazine because she was going through the same thing. Her hair was thinning and breaking, but now it's growing like crazy. It's all thick and healthy, too.
What's the name of it?
It's Nuratress.
Nuratress.
That's right, Nuratress. She's so hooked on it, even I can tell you where to get it from. Call 1-888-489-0179. Pick it up at your local beauty supply store or order online at Nuratress.com.
I can't wait to go to the store. Hand me the phone. I'm about to call and place my order right now. What's the number again?
1-888-489-0179. That's 1-888-489-0179. Or remember, you can just go online to Nuratress.com. That's Nuritress.com.
Hey, thanks for the info.
Okay, more conversations about hair on ManeTalk. Today we're talking about natural hair. I'm your host, Deshaun Bullard, and we are sitting in the studio with Team Nuratress, Keisha and Kai, and our special guest, Elaine from Atlanta Natural Hair Care. And she, before commercial, was shedding light on how we, those who are natural or those who are relaxed, who have taken maybe some conversations out of context, how we can relate and deal with those of us who may judge others who don't have a relaxer. And Elaine, I understand everything that you were saying, but I think the big issue is, and we did a blog on it on our website, and what we wanted to convey and what we said was that in our community, the main things that we should be concerned with is health. One of the biggest problems in the African American community for children and adults is obesity. And there's been so much weight put on looking at a bottle at the natural hair show, coming to the tables, turning the bottle around, looking to see if it has X, if it has Y, if it has Z in it. And so the question was asked, when you go to the grocery store and you're purchasing your food, are you picking up the food and looking at the back and seeing how much saccharin, how much sugar, and how much trans fat? Are we doing that? Because it is a real valid point that we are facing matters of obesity in our community. Mm-hmm. So how do we balance that when, just like you said, just like they're judging and they're passionate about that, then you may have somebody who is thin, healthy, working out with a relaxer. Mm-hmm. So then they will judge the person who is natural and 360 pounds. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Well, life is about acceptance. And if you're not living in someone's home and paying their bills for them, you really shouldn't be judged. But do people judge? Yes. But what I find is people who educate themselves on a particular subject don't judge, because inside of that education they realize that they're choices. And people make choices depending upon what their lifestyle is. So you can't not judge per se. So because you were using judge like that was just an okay word. Judge is not an okay word for me. It's a word. It's another word that I'm very sensitive about, because we have as African American got judged our whole entire life. Now I'm going to have someone who look like me, who I'm fighting for every day. I'm in public health to fight for my people. And heart disease is the number one killer of African American women. And we're going to have conversations about natural hair. I haven't seen any scientists to come up and say that you've gotten a relaxer, it's killed you. Now, maybe something's going down through your body. That's what people say. I don't know. But scientific, because I'm science. So scientifically, I haven't had anyone to prove that. I haven't anyone to give any information to say that if you put a relaxer in your hair versus wearing a natural, pulling it, it's going to cause you to have some type of detrimental to your life. But what I have heard, and do have the research, and you can go to cdc.gov to look it up, is that heart disease is the #1 killer in African American community. So when people judge me, frown at me in a way because I wear my hair an accessory the way that I do, yes, it's personal because I want you alive. I don't care if you look good. I don't care if you're straight.
So I can't be passionate about heart disease and care about.
Most who come at me have not been, and that's
so
just
did that
that's
lady
the honest
tell
truth.
you that she had a problem with heart disease?
Well, I can look at it, but
you can just judge her and make that decision.
No. I'm not saying I can judge her and make a decision on my own, but you can look at somebody instantly, keeping your opinion to yourself and impounding your opinion on someone else is totally different because everyone in the world does that. But when it brings out the whole judge thing is when you imply that conversation to someone else.
And I think
your thoughts are your thoughts.
You just
your thoughts are your thoughts.
Me that someone who is talking about hair or someone who is not researching to learn about their health is not smart.
It is not smart.
You have to research about your
health. That
is
not smart if you want to live.
Yeah, but you know what? In all fairness, like Elaine says, you do have to research about your health. It depends on where you come from because those who are underprivileged will not have more information about their health as some of those who are more privileged. And we live in that society as well where we do have division between the privileged and the unprivileged. So I think the whole conversation is not, Elaine, don't feel like Elaine like, oh, the whole conversation. I wanted to bring you in because with you, I wanted to hear from your point of view.
She made some good points.
You know, she made some good points from your point of view of how, because this is a journey that you have been on for a while. You know, as you said, you know, how long you've worn your hair natural. This is a journey that you've been on for a while and you're proud of it.
It sounds like because I work with hairstylists that specialize in keeping natural hair healthy, that you all have painted me into a box. The stylists that I work with do straighten hair.
Right.
They do weaves. They color hair. Our thing is that the hair is healthy and can go back to its natural state or close to a healthy state of its naturally at the shampoo bowl. So if they can keep their hair healthy, whether they walk out of your salon with a weave or not, we're not judging the way you decide to wear your hair. It's just the health of the hair, which I think is the point across the board.
Absolutely.
Right. And that is it. And I want to thank you for coming in and shedding some light on some conversations that we may have been closed to because you definitely did shed some light on this conversation. And I want to have you back again, just to continue the conversation because this is a conversation we will have to continue. Well, you've been listening to ManeTalk, Conversations About Hair. I'm your host, Deshaun Bullard. You can find out more information about me and my great products at Nouritress.com. That's NOURITRESS. You can follow me on Twitter at The Hair Coach. And for great information, follow me on my personal website, DeshaunBullard.com. We'll see you next time on ManeTalk, Conversations About Hair.
Hey, Tammy, girl, how did you get your edges to grow back like that?
Girl, Nouritress Edge Repair. I got so tired of not being able to wear my hair up like I used to. My edges were bald and embarrassing. I couldn't take it anymore, so I started using Nouritress Edge Repair. The intensive leave-in treatment is formulated with natural botanical extracts and green tea that help restore my edges. My edges were so damaged from wearing weaves and braids until I started using the Edge Repair, and my edges started growing back in no time. Nouritress also has vitamins too. The vitamins not only help your hair grow thicker, but also prevents hair thinning and hair loss. This is the best hair purchase that I could have ever made. But don't just take my word for it. Go ahead and try it out. You can purchase online at Nouritress.com. That's NOURITRESS.com. Again, that's NOURITRESS.com. Go get your hair back, girl, and start regrowing your hair now.